Welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Tema Madima. And we've got an interesting evening of chatting coming up now. We've got a youngster, sprinting sensation, Luke Davids. And we're going to get chatting with him. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be fun to always chat with the athletes. So make sure to send your questions and let's have a good chat. Let's keep the conversations going, because it's important to South Africa. Rudy, I see you. Rudy Smith, thanks for joining. Daniel, I see you. Kanya Dengana, welcome. Ruan, I see Luke is already over here. So I'm going to quickly allow him on. I know people are still logging on, so it's good. But I hope you guys have been well. Welcome to Back Cross Country Road Running. It doesn't matter, but this evening we're chatting to a youngster. He goes by the name of Luke Davids. He's a sprinter. Luke.
Timba.
How you doing?
I'm good, and you, sir?
Super, man. Super. Excited to have you on here.
Yeah, I'm excited. My first live.
First live, you did well, man. You logged on quickly. You didn't struggle too much, so far so good.
Timba, to be honest with you, I was struggling, I was stepping on the live, I was stepping on the views, I was stepping everywhere, and then I saw the Chris, I was like, okay, there we go.
No, but I'm glad you got it right, man. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, man. It's always an honor to speak to all the athletes.
Yeah.
Reinhard van Rensburg, I see you. Mari Siliga, we see you. That's the mother of John Siliga. She's on. There's a lot of people on as well. Nicola Middleton, Inter Probis, Bestonati. So people are still gonna come log on. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for joining. Make sure
thank you everyone.
Questions. Yeah, send your questions, and we're gonna get it good. You good otherwise, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Lockdown. I just won my first FIFA match for the night, so I'm happy.
Hey, FIFA, man. One thing about FIFA, I don't play as much anymore now because, after losing a match or after losing a streak of matches, your night is ruined. Eh?
Nah, like me for example, I'll if I lose, I'll restart till I win. I won't go sleep.
That's what I'm talking about. But there's those days where you don't get to win, and then it's miserable. All right, let's get going now, Luke.
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to start with what we usually do here on BackChat. We're going to start with the introduction so that people can know exactly who we are dealing with here. So let's get started with that, and then we'll get it going. Hey, you've got quite a CV, man. While I was doing some my research, I was impressed. I'm like, this guy.
My CV looks like that, but I'm still unemployed. Eh?
Hey. But don't worry. It all counts, man. It's gonna be a build up.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with us this evening we've got Luke Davids. Luke Davids is the Commonwealth Games Commonwealth Youth Games 100-meter finalist, Commonwealth Youth Games 200-meter finalist. He's the SA Youth, that's under 18 100-meter champion, SA Youth 200-meter champion, CAA Southern Region Championships 200-meter gold medalist. He's the African Youth Games 100-meter gold medalist, African Youth Games 200-meter silver medalist. I like this one. Youth Olympic Games 100-meter gold medalist. The SA Under 20 Junior 100-meter champion, African Under 20 Championships 100-meter bronze medalist, as well as African Under 20 Championships 200-meter silver medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Davids.
Thank you.
Like I said, man, it's quite a CV, man. Very impressive what you've done at such a young age, man. And I believe there's obviously more to come. And
definitely.
We need to keep working, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, Timba.
So how did it feel like hearing all your achievements? I'm sure you haven't gone through that in a while, huh?
Yeah, I haven't gone through it in a while. The achievements, if I think about the achievements, it's a brilliant feeling. But when you think back of the work you put behind, the work it's not a pleasure, but you know what you want at the end of the day, man. So you keep going. Like there's lots of times where I wanted to quit, give up,
Yeah, yeah,
and I was like, and then every time I coach or someone reminds me, what are you doing this for? What's the main goal? And then I keep
yeah,
going, push
yeah,
through every time, And there's and I told and I was speaking to my girlfriend the other day, and I speak to her a lot about this, and I tell her, and I keep telling her and my mom and them, I can't quit now, even if I
yeah,
wanted to. I'm a role model to so much people, and they're
yeah,
looking up to me because like if I have to quit now, you know, they might do the same because they look up to me. They feel that what I'm doing is right. And that's why I feel I can't give up now. There's no way I can turn back now.
yeah. So what you said, man, is so powerful, man. So I mean, you turned 19 this year.
Yeah.
Um, so you already feel like you've got a responsibility to keep going, because obviously you're already a role model, as you're saying. A lot of
Yeah.
people in South Africa community, and even around the world. I mean, once you become a world youth Olympian, everybody's looking out for you.
Yeah.
No, but it's good, man. I think that's the right attitude to have at such a young
Yes.
age, man. Carry the mental, carry that weight on your shoulders, man, and
Yeah.
just keep
Yeah. Yeah.
working.
Definitely. Definitely.
All right, man. I'm gonna go to this moment. I think this is probably like one of I've got so many questions here, and people are gonna ask questions as well. But
Yeah,
I wanna
sure.
go back to yeah. I just wanna go to this moment, and then we'll go back to the beginning. So,
Okay.
Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires. You're in the final of the 100-meter, Youth Olympics. I mean, just tell us, before we even get to the race, tell us about the atmosphere and the environment at the Youth Olympic Games. I spoke a bit to Nicole Lowe, and she said it was like big. Can you explain a bit?
Yeah, it was big, young. Yeah, there was lots of fans and stuff like that. But when I have this thing, I have this thing. When I step foot on the track, I know what's gonna happen already. So the warm up track was new and stuff like that, and the moment I know when I'm gonna win a race is if my warm up goes well and stuff like that, and then my warm up everything went perfect. And then I knew,
Yeah.
no, this one is in the bag. Like, and I was confident and stuff like that because the heats and stuff already went well and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was confident that I was gonna win. The only way I was gonna lose is if I can even recover from a bad start. Like I told myself, look, boy, the only way losing is if you get injured now. There's no way of me losing that one. And I was confident, because the fans cheering and the adrenaline rush and all of those things. And I was like, yeah, this is my moment. Now I'm gonna take my chance. It
So,
felt good tempo overall. It felt good.
how did you do with the? Obviously, you said you were very confident, but like obviously, with getting to Youth Olympics, I heard there's a lot of countries, there's a lot of teams. Did it feel? I heard it's pretty much looked like the Olympics, but just for
Mm,
on a smaller scale for under 18
yeah.
athletes, the 18 age group, which is youth, obviously.
Mm,
So can you tell us about how was that? How did you deal with all? I mean, that was new. Obviously, you've never been to a place where staying at a village, different
yeah.
food, different environment. What kept you focused going to your first like major? I mean, you've been to a few majors, but that is like probably your first major international competition.
Yeah, my coach always tells me first business, then pleasure. So the main thing on my mind was we take care of business first, then we can enjoy everything. But Argentina isn't much different, they like South Africa, but just like they like the braais and the cheese and yamas and stuff like that, So I kind of enjoyed it. Like, there was spit braais a lot, when we went to lunch, and there was pizzas and stuff. But yeah, a lot of people ask me if I'm nervous. I'm like, me per se, I don't get nervous before a race, or in general, I don't get nervous because I believe that this is my thing. People believe otherwise, but this is my thing. I feel if I'm nervous, then I don't trust what my coach is doing. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why
That's good.
I don't tolerate the nerves. You see, like I turn it into a motivation. You see that I'm gonna win. Like before a race, I'm like that type of person. You are not beating me today. You know when you used to run in the road and stuff like that with your friends, or like a dog is chasing you, and you just imagine this dog behind you. No, you're not gonna catch me. No, never.
Ah,
That's the
that's,
way that yeah. That's why
I
I'm
like
never
that.
nervous.
I like that, man. I really like that
Thank
because
you. Yeah.
it keeps it simple. You know
Yeah.
how we are, man. We're so competitive. That's why
Yeah.
like that's why I had to step away from FIFA, man. When I get so competitive, man. Uno, whether it's cars, whether it's I'm a problem. You know? So sometimes I have to just back away. But I think I personally enjoy that. Even like speaking to Wade Fanika, you can hear he's got the same competitive
Mm,
energy and edge, and
yeah.
it's a good thing. I mean, that's what helps to make you good. I'm gonna take I see here this Jumpers World. Jumpers World has joined in.
Yes, I follow them. I watch all this stuff. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
Big up to my man Andreas. Thanks for joining in. Jumpers World, Yara van Staden. Thanks for joining. Koketso Mohapi, my man. Thanks for joining. Snetemba, Hamilton, Jermaine Isaacs, yo, Duvan Faro. There's a lot of people. Some are in and out, but yeah, it's always good. So
No,
I'm gonna
come in
move
the
to the
house
next
and stay here. Come in the house and stay.
question. I want to ask this question because I mean you're still young. You're 19. I remember
Yeah.
2017. Keegan Mitchell. Obviously, Keegan Mitchell.
Yes, 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 yes.
So obviously with Backtrack, we're always following what's happening. If we hear something that's happening in the Western Cape, we want to know. I
Mm.
remember you ran. I don't remember. I think it was 20. It's either the end of 2017 or early 2018. You ran a wind aided 20 point. Remember that? You ran a wind aided 20.8 or 6 or whatever, 20.7 or something like that. Wind aided. And, Keegan Mitchell is like Temba Madima. Listen, bro, there's this kid, Luke Davids. You guys must look out for this guy. And we're like, okay, cool. We posted that time. And then since that moment, we were always like looking out. Will you be
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
top it? Will you be able to do better, man? And you didn't disappoint, man. And that's why we're always excited to hear who's new. Whenever we hear something, I mean, our platform is just to put people out there. We don't care,
Yeah.
We just wanna
Yeah, yeah,
put
yeah.
them out there and get your shine, and then from there on, I mean, you've just grown and grown year by
Yeah.
year. All right, here's the next question. Obviously, track and field in South Africa is not as big as it is, let's say, in the rest of the world. Performance-wise, we can say we are up there.
Mm.
How did your athletics journey start?
Yeah, it started. I've been in the sport since like a very young age, and where it all started was in primary school already. So I can't remember it was grade R and one, and everyone's. And my story started with food because I'm a chicken fan. I love meat
I
and chicken
remember.
and stuff like that. You remember that story? I also started with chicken and stuff like that. But one of the main reasons is, growing up as a young boy, I wasn't always good and stuff like that, with issues, families,
Yeah.
financially, the guy couldn't always support me and stuff like that. And I felt that this was my opportunity, man.
Yeah.
So at the very young age, I was how can I say, I put that responsibility upon myself, even though it wasn't, how can I say, my job to do it. I had to rely on my parents and stuff like that. But I still personally felt that, I'm gonna put this responsibility upon myself to escalate as far as I can in the sport. And primary school it went well, I started my career coming fourth, coming seventh, coming
Yeah.
third. I used to appreciate it so much. I made the Western Province team even then. I used to go on in primary school and stuff like that. And that
Yeah.
and that was my humble beginning. And from there it just escalated, and then I started taking athletics seriously in 2017, 2016, 2017. Like when my sister was born, I was like, no, now I have to stay here because like I don't want her to grow up the way I grew up. I want her to ask and then she receives, be the bigger brother. So there's
Yeah,
lots of
yeah.
things that are there's lots of things that are motivating me to stay, you know, that
Yeah.
it's too much keeping me here than wanting me to go, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. That chicken story, man. That chicken story. I don't think people haven't heard it. I know it. Just tell them about that chicken story.
Yeah, so it was primary school, you know, playing rugby and stuff like that. And then this one sir, you know, he saw I was quick with the ball and stuff like that, and then he called me one side, and me being me, you know, no brain cells and stuff like that, you know, we fall for anything we hear. And then he told me that there was a athletics competition coming up, man, the following week and stuff like that. And I was like, I didn't want to join because like at that time I was enjoying rugby, you know, no one could catch you, so it was just nice, man. And then when he told me, "K, I'm gonna give you KFC if you win," I was like, whoa, you know, I was like, whoa. I'm definitely gonna take this opportunity, and then I won, and then that's where everything started, you know. And then the feeling I liked, how can I say, at first I don't like team sport, man, you know. I don't like team
Yeah.
sport because I get very angry in team sport, yeah. And then I like the feeling of, you know, beating the kids and stuff like that. The gaps are so big, everyone is cheering for you alone and not the team. And then I came and then I stayed.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Yeah, that story kills
Yeah.
me every time. KFC, that's where it started. We're doing a young endorsement for them here. Big up to, I think, worldwide scholarships are saying good work. Yeah, that's a crazy story, man. All right, we're gonna move to the next question. This was cool, you know. It just shows. I always like to. I think most athletes in South Africa started at different sports. You know, it's always soccer
Yeah.
or rugby, somewhere gymnastics, whatever. You know, and then
Yeah.
somehow it's that competitive edge. You get dead, or somebody asks you to do it, and before you
Yeah.
know it, you know the story has started.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. All right, so hey, we're supposed to play a game. Yo. What's in the bag? Yo, I'm getting so carried away here. I even forgot about the game. All right, we're gonna play 30 seconds. What's in the bag? That's the name of the game. Very simple, nah? Here's my watch. 30 seconds
Mm.
to answer this simple question. What do you have in your competition bag? Try name as many things as possible. Coming to you in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Vest, number,
Let's
pins,
go.
spikes, water bottles, ball one, Lucas 8, roller, towel.
Let's go.
Now and then I'll have a Bible to read a verse, and that's all.
10. Come. You've got 10 more seconds. Let's go.
No, that's all I put in my bag, and then extra
That's
pair of
it.
studs
Nothing else.
and a key. Yeah, extra pair of studs, just in case.
Okay, that's 12
Yeah.
and time. Okay. 12 is reasonable. 12 is good. No, well done, man. I know. I can see you're awake. The game usually catches the athletes into that survival mode, so that's good, man.
I try to keep my stuff minimal in my bag because I know I'll lose something. I'm very responsible. I always lose something. That's why I try to keep it as minimal as possible.
Yo, when back in the when I was studying out also as a youth, I used to lose your phone. yo. You know what
Phones is
happens?
too
Like,
much.
you get your competition, adrenaline is high, you take off.
Yeah.
You run, you're excited there, PV, you come back, Papa, phone is gone. Mzansi.
Yeah.
All right, next question, man. Obviously, growing up, athletics, track and field, who was your role model? I think I know this one. Who was your role model? Like, if you were to think track and field when you were 17 years old and you were just, starting to climb up.
My uncle. But my uncle was running back in the apartheid era, so he couldn't go as far, My uncle was also a very well-known athlete, but, on school level and stuff like that, SA champ and all of those things. And yeah, he was a great athlete, and I looked up to him because, like, he also started off just like me, the last coming and stuff like that. So my uncle is my inspiration and stuff like that, and he will always encourage me and stuff like that, And basically, basically all my inspirations are in the family because everyone from my father's side basically did athletics.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah.
So far at the moment, you're the one that's standing out, huh?
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go to. I wanna go to Buenos Aires again. World Youth Olympics. Um, and obviously now we're in the warm up area. I want you to run us through. From the warm up area, you already explained how you were feeling. So let's start there. Into getting into the blocks, into passing that line as the World Youth Olympic champion. Run us through it. What's going through your mind that whole day, and especially during that, let's call it 40 minutes from before to after the race.
Okay. So before we left the village, I was on my phone with my coach, and my coach before a race, he will always speak to me just to get me hyped up. He always knows what to say. And I'll do things according to his liking. Yeah, and then we spoke, and then when I got to the track, now I got to the stadium, and then
Yeah.
I went there. I was listening to music. I was in my element because I knew, this is mine to lose. So I was confident and stuff like that. And then I can remember this. I took a Powerade and I was talking to a few girls there and stuff like that. Sweet talking and stuff like that. Because you was the guy, man, and you're gonna win, so you're already confident and you're speaking to the girls. Yeah, so I was speaking to the girls, giving them company and stuff like that. So an hour before my race, I started warming up and stuff like that. My warm up went brilliant, and I know just before I went to the call room, I did a few block starts, and then I did it like on the warm up track. I did a few block starts because there was blocks laying there, and then I just took a pair of blocks, and then I did when I moved out of that blocks, I was like, hey, yeah, they're winning me today. They winning me today. Not today. Then I went to the call room, gave my phone in and stuff like that, and I was just dancing on the song, but I didn't have my phone, and the song was in my mind. I was dancing there with my number one, and you could see all these guys was nervous, like, what's going on with this guy? And then this one guy, he also wanted to dance, but then he's like, no, let me behave myself. You could see in his actions. I was dancing there, and then when we went to the track, and then everyone is running to the blocks to set up the blocks. I was just walking cool and stuff like that. The SA team was cheering there, and I was just like, greeting them and stuff like that. Walking to my blocks, set up my blocks and stuff like that. I did that thing still there when I did that, when they introduced me that thing. Yeah. And then when they said on your marks, I was like, here we go, boys. Here we go. And all I could think about is, how's my social media going to look after I win? That's the only thing I was thinking about. That's the thing I was thinking about. Hey, I got into the blocks and they said sit, false start. I was like, man, my phone. I want to check my social media. Why is this guy's false starting? Okay, we went back. Everything was sorted. And then I was looking at the starter the whole time. Say on your marks already? And I was looking at him, say on your marks already? The guy takes long. He's like, okay, on your marks, you get into our blocks. Sit, and then the gun goes off. Now I'm speaking to myself while I'm running. Do your drive face, do your drive face, do your drive face. When I got up, and then I knew, no, there was no chance of me losing this race because I knew my first 20 was perfect, and then I knew, they're not gonna catch me. And then when I came past the guy and I saw the finishing line was just there, then I started celebrating like, it's my time. All the hard work and everything pays off.
Yeah.
I didn't come there to win silver. I didn't come there to win bronze. I came there to win the gold, and that's what I did. I promise the main thing for me, what made it so special for me was I promised everyone that I was going to do it, and I actually came out and I did it, you understand? So that meant a lot to me.
Big up.
Yeah,
Sorry?
No, you can speak to him, Basco.
So I was saying, like, big ups, man. I think it's, like, one thing with sprints, it's like it's such a different world, and I think people sometimes look from the outside and they don't understand why you have to get into this type of place, in order to run well. So you had to get into a place where you had to show you were confident. You were confident in what you've been doing at training, the hard work, sacrifices, and now obviously you made it so comfortable and so easy for yourself to go and do it because you didn't carry any more pressure, you didn't stress, you enjoyed yourself and you went there. And running it was a 10-1, 10-1-5. I know it was wind aided, but I remember you were doing the Bolt thing exactly like Bolt. From pre-race to after race. I mean, that was like so cool. I know. I remember they showed both videos like next to each
Yeah,
other, man.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that was beautiful, man. I mean, yeah, big ups. And I mean, from South Africa's side, I mean, when you guys win and when you represent like that, you know, it's the whole South Africa's behind you, supporting you.
Mm.
And yeah, man, what a
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
What a moment. Let's get into this question, man. Obviously, being a young athlete, uh, you talk a lot about hard work. I can hear from the way you speak that you guys are putting in the work. Your coach, it sounds like your coach
Mm.
is somebody who is got a very steady mind on him, and he knows how to get the best
Yes,
out of you.
yes.
Talk about those sacrifices, like on a day-to-day basis. You know, sometimes people don't understand that sprinters and 100 and 200 meter, you also have to put in a lot of hard work. Just put us through what keeps you like motivated and focused during all the tough training and stuff.
You know, I look at the big athletes, you know, and stuff like that. I see their lifestyle, and I also wanna be like that because first of all, when it comes to schoolwork, I'm very lazy. I'll be honest. I'm very lazy when it comes to anything besides track. And anything besides track, even if it's waking up for anything, but just say run, and then I'm up, right? And it's almost like I don't need an alarm. Like this one time at my inter schools, it was 2018. It was 2018, the year of Buenos Aires, and I was supposed to be on the track at 7. I was already awake up at 4. So
So
that's how excited I am when I hear track, when it's track, you know, we're gonna run tomorrow. That's how I am. But what keeps me motivated is because I refuse to work for a boss one day and take orders and stuff like that. You know, I wanna retire young. I wanna have a good life. You know, at the age of 30, I wanna lay back, be retired, have a few businesses here and there. You know, drive my
yeah,
fancy
yeah,
cars and stuff like that. And what better way to do it than putting in the hard work? Let me rather sacrifice that 10 years now. You know, and then working
yeah,
until maybe I'm 60 and stuff like that. So stuff like that keeps me motivated, man. You know, I don't wanna. I just wanna run for the rest of my life if I could, you know. But obviously, it goes only until a certain amount of time. But yeah,
oh man, I think like it's nice to hear. I think that's the most important thing with BackChat, man. We want to hear this type of stories and the way you think as young athletes, as well as listening to some of the top athletes. You know,
mm,
it's real, man. And the thing is that, I mean, athletics does provide those opportunities. You know, there's
yes,
obviously a lot of work that you're saying that you have to put in on your training side, and then
mm,
there's the other side that you need to focus on as well. Management. Obviously you're gonna need a good team behind you, physios,
mm,
doctors, um, people will help you with your mind and psychology. Then there's the business side of it, agents, managers, those things are part of the journey, and if you look at a lot of
yeah,
athletes in South Africa now, the seniors are getting it right, and
mm,
with Backtrack, we want to be able to speak about those things so that young athletes can learn now, that we don't want you making the same mistakes Anaso made, we don't want you making the same mistakes maybe Akani or any of the other guys. We want them to
yeah,
pass it on to you so that you can do it better,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
understand. Yes, I understand things.
Let's talk school. I know it's not your favorite subject. Excuse the pun. So, post school, what are your plans? University, studying further. What are your plans with regards to that?
Yeah, definitely varsity. Definitely varsity. Yeah, at UWC. You know, yeah, that's the main plan for now. You know, just to get onto varsity. You know, deciding to study between education. You know, and maybe sports science. But mainly education. So yeah, but definitely the plans are to go study. You know.
Yeah, that's good, man. So you obviously are you happy to stay in South Africa, or have you been looking at different options of uh, studying abroad in America or any other stuff like that? Have you had those conversations, or you and your coach have a plan and you know what you want to do?
I always say, home is where the heart is, you know. And I'm a mama's boy, man. You see, I can't be away from my mom for too long, and then I become miserable and stuff like that, you know. So home is where the heart is. I always say that, and I don't intend on leaving South Africa because, like, my support structure is here. You understand, in the Western Cape and all of those
Yeah,
things. So what better way than to feel more comfortable in your own comfort zone, you know? Because
yeah.
that automatically makes your training go better as well, you see, and then yeah.
No, it's absolutely, man. I think even speaking to Wade Van Wade Van Niekerk, he was also mentioning about he wanted to show the rest of South Africans that it's possible to be in South Africa, to be a
Mm,
world champion, to be a world record holder, to be Olympic champion, and to do it whilst you're at home. So obviously, there is
yeah,
what you're saying is absolutely correct. You know, I think South Africans are at a point now where we're able to get success locally,
yeah,
nationally, and then take it out to the world and take over and so on. All right.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's cool. I like that. I like that. I like that. So you say education or sports science.
yeah.
All right, cool,
I'm
man.
still there. I'm
All
still
right.
deciding. I'm still deciding between the two, you know. Still on and off
I
about that.
wanna I wanna ask this question. When you look in South African athletics, I know I asked this one to another sprinter. I say, who would you consider who has been like one of your fiercest rival or competition currently? Who do you think is like the guy that in South Africa keeps you on your toes all the time?
I would say moving up to senior. Now moving up to senior, it's the guys that already went sub 10, you know, because like that's a
Yeah,
goal that I want to reach, you know. If
yeah,
each and
yeah.
every person that ran sub 10 and sub 20, those are the guys that are gonna keep me up on my toes, you understand? But in youth and junior, like I said, it was just the mentality, you know. If you beat me on the day, it's fine. You were the better
Right.
guy, you know. But like, yeah, I won't fear you, you know. But those are the type of guys that will keep me on my toes because, like, in youth and junior, you basically everyone is running similar times, you know. Then when you get to
Yeah,
the line, it all depends who can stay mentally strong, you know, through the race. But you know, if you get people know that we are where they are now, you know, like where you want to go, you know, that keeps you on your toes, you know, because like you want to be there, but they already there, you know.
absolutely, man. I remember I was speaking when we
Yeah,
interviewed Patricedzo Maswanganye. He was saying, "Hey, one of the guys that doesn't that it's always war when he gets on the line with it's you because he says competition day, hey, you always somehow bring it. I remember last year, I think last year at SA Youth and Junior Champs, that 100-meter final, you know. Obviously, with Backtrack, we're
yeah,
following everything. We watch your heats. Okay, Luke is slowing down the line. What's going on here? You know, but I mean, you're winning. Patuchezo is, yeah, he was looking hot, man. He was looking hot. And semi-final, same thing, you know. And hey, that final comes, man, and it's almost like you don't know who's gonna take this one.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
obviously, yeah, you took the victory on that one. It was quite an entertaining race. I mean, the way track and field in South Africa is at the moment, yeah, it's so exciting, man. Like, I mean, if you look at the sprints, um, it's become like one of those. I think it's become one of those world class events from
mm,
youth to junior to senior. You know, so
yes,
we it's such a healthy space for South African athletics right now, man. And like you say, when you feel like you're good in junior, when you step up to senior in the next year or so or year or two, uh, then you've got more competition, guys that are running sub tens that you need to be chasing. So yeah,
yeah,
athletics in South Africa looks good.
yes, definitely, definitely, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask the final question and then we're gonna wrap it up. I see our time is running away. Um, Final question, man. Very easy question. South Africans, you've got a lot of support, like you said, in South Africa, whether it's your family, it's friends, people all over the world, man, that support you
Mm.
as well. What message would you like to give to them? What would you want to say to South Africans? who have been supporting you. And yeah, anything you want to say
Nah,
to
I
them?
just, no, I just want to say thank you, for the support and stuff like that, because their support plays a big role, each and every
Yeah,
loyal supporter, I'm talking about the loyal ones only because you get those people they put you in front of your face and then behind your back it's like, nah, look this, look that, But I'm speaking to each and every loyal supporter of mine. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I want to because most of the time your support is what keeps a person motivated.
yeah, yeah,
It's like it's good to receive credit from someone else now and then, for the work that you're doing.
yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
I just want to say big thanks to all of you.
All right, man. Anything you would like to see Backtrack do more of in the future? Anything from our side that you would like us to do more of in the future to come?
Um, Now just keep the back chats going because it's very entertaining. It's very entertaining watching those back chats. Just keep the back chats going. Keeping up with the athletes and stuff like that. Putting it out there once maybe like a youngster like makes a big like let me take example for Americo, that Matthew Bowling guy, how they put it out there, and Backtrack is
Yeah,
doing a good job doing that because like the athletes do need that exposure at the end of the day. You understand what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So yeah, like maybe up and coming sprinter now makes it, like Backtrack's job, but which they always do, make it, put it out there, make it as big as possible.
Yeah, man. I think that's what we've always wanted to do. We always, trying to shine the light, man. The world must see South Africa shine. The
Yes.
world must see South Africa do big things. And there's more
Big
big things
things,
coming
man.
in
The
the
big
future.
things.
Big things becoming, man.
Big
But
things,
Luke,
man.
thanks a lot, man. Thanks for joining us this evening. I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, Timber, man.
All the best for the future to come. The future looks bright, man. Stay focused. Stay focused. Keep working hard. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. We're gonna always follow. We're gonna always support. We're gonna always show the world what you're doing from right
Yeah.
here in South Africa. That's our job as Backtrack, man. And it's always a pleasure seeing you guys shine and all that. So thank you, my brother. We'll chat again soon.
Thank you, Timber. Salute Backtrack.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of BackChat. We had Luke Davis with us. Tomorrow we'll be back again. We'll be chatting to Nolene Conrad. So we're going to be chatting to her tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. I see you all. Tefo Fato, Noahu, thanks for joining, guys. Kido, Vusimuzi, the next big thing. I see you. It's that Tefo, guys. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. We're going to keep the conversations going because why? Because South Africa needs it. We're going to keep spreading the positive light, keep telling these stories, and keep shedding a light on South African athletics. Take care. Good night from us, from the Backtrack team, and myself, Tema Madima from BackChat. Hashtag Diary of a Vendor. Hashtag. Nda. Take care. Good night.